can shatter bone with it, why not? All weapons have limited durability and will break after a few hits. Oh shit, this is like Shifu. Like the voice acting? Hell yeah, thank you. Ah! So red attacks cannot be countered. So you have to dodge it. Noted. Okay, hold up. What is the counter for keyboard? Parry, block. Grab, throw, finisher, E. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Mouse keyboard for analog. I just saw the fucking pointer. Seems like it reminds me of Hotline Miami. Don't come any closer or I'll slit this asshole's throat with my... What? Your fucking wrench? Wrench? Holding weapon, aim, and throw. Different throw weapons who have various attacks against enemy. Wait, I killed him as well. Oh no. I didn't mean to. Focus allows you to scan the environment and enemies around you. Fill up the focus bar by landing successful attack on enemies. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. Why don't we make a memory out of this beautiful moment, huh? I can snap a photo tour for ya, then we bash for more heads, yeah? They have photo mode? Bro, this is fucking amazing. I like that. World's your oyster, friend. Leaving you pearls of pain all over. Like that chair. Real killing tool, if you ask me. Some environmental objects can be picked up and thrown at enemies. Use focus to easily identify them around you. Oh, this one? Oh, okay, I see. You can pick up weapon faster during roll. Come here. The chair master. Of course, the actual tools designed with killing in mind for you to use, like that fully loaded handgun there. Let's see if we can find some lead-hungry bozos. Guns have a limited ammo that cannot be reloaded. Handguns can be used as melee weapon after running out of ammo. That's a nice design. And this is why playing with the mouse and keyboard is superior on this game. You know, I dare say we make quite a pair. You with all the killing of bad dudes, me bringing all the hype. It's meant to be. So I say enough practice. Time to take it to the streets. Remember, there's a full-scale criminal takeover in the progress out there. If we don't stop it, the city and all the people in it, well, it ain't even worth thinking about. With you out there, we can lose. Or so I tell myself. Now come on. We've got our first major target to give a violent send-off to. I'll tell you about him off the way. Oh shit, boss fight? I thought he said slit his asshole. What the fuck? This is your hideout. It's a place where you can customize your character between levels, unlock new skills, and much more. Alright. The levels panel allow you to select levels you want to play. You can return to the previous level at any time. Each level has its own unique item that can unlock with complete challenges. Challenges are blah, blah, blah. You can learn more about the enemies will fight. Okay, each level allows you to earn money. Can be used to buy clothes, acquire money, and use blah. Skill upgrade. Okay, appearance panel. Jesus Christ, there's so many things all at once. Progression panel. Blah. Okay. Unlock your first skill. I cannot click it. Oh no. I cannot... Hello? Do I have to navigate? Oh no. The game missing some mouse and keyboard navigation on the menu. So I cannot go around. I have to use my controller to switch page. Okay. Hopefully they fix that. Combine light and heavy attack to perform more powerful combos. That seems fun. After a single serious light attack, press heavy attack button to perform more powerful combo. Sure. Alright. Headgear, black cap, kerchief. I'm good. Can I change? Brawler gloves. For $8.50? I'm gonna save that. Shoes? It's just mine. Dummy setting. Weapon, soundtrack, perks, enemies. Damn. Let's try the playground and see what's up. P. Okay. Spawn the enemies. Endless wave. Let's go. Come here. Ah, oh, Jesus. Controller. Okay, the combat might be a little bit more fluid on controller. Cool. Is this a new alien? No, it's not. Alright. Let's try the first level. Oh shit, we're jumped straight into it. Collecting gold teeth from enemies allow you to unlock additional items. Nice. Whoa. Nice. How do I pick up? Come on. There we go. Sure. Oh, R1. Okay. Explosive reduction and overdrive. Okay, dude, the music sometimes gets so fucking loud. Hold up. Let's make it like 40. The 20 wanted us going big, like explode Piper Square big. Give other gangs cover and do their dirty deeds. Wait, you hear that? That's me, bitches. Ah! Well, are prepping to hit a Piper Square? That's gotta put a lot of innocent folks to the ground. You better bury the plan ass ASAP. I feel like I'm just one crazy maniac that's just going around killing random people. Come on, little Tony. Oh shit. Little Tony's got nothing, bro. Holy shit. Okay, that's gonna kill me, shit. Oh no. Oh god. Alright. Alright, aiming is actually doable. Bulky bozos. Yo, who the fuck are you? Wait, don't answer. I want to be able to hear your bone breaking when I crush them. So we want to use grapple attack that require the prey to properly but rapidly to skip them. Alright, try that. Yeah, try grapple that. Bitch. Grapple these nut. Okay, sorry. Square, Piazza, Plaza, it's all the same, but you know which one's the biggest? Freaking walk-in Wikipedia. Shut the hell up and get the boom boom on the truck so we can level your precious bids already. Piazza. And those are in Italy. You never listen. Alright, dude. That takes care of that. Now for Lil Tony himself. That's his skeezy out hideout Bozo's Brotel. Yikes. Or as he likes to call it, the Tone Bone Zone. God, I hate this guy. Let's kill him. What the fuck? Shit. See! Alright, man. Fair. Safe GIF? Sure. GIF. Is there more? Oh my god, there's more. This is a big demo. Oh shit, I forgot I can upgrade my skills. So you're telling us that a talking drone gets delivered in a box to your apartment and you just go with it? Sounds like a real crockpot of slow-cooked bullshit to me, Smithman. She's just falling out to the bone. The shit shank has no clothes, but for the sake of interrogation, let's say we believe you. Drone, slipper cell and all. Sounds like you're definitely a trained fighter before tonight, whether you remember it or not. Now that doesn't automatically mean you're a criminal, but fun fact, the city's got more criminal per capita than not. In your sick, twisted mind, you might think that implies we're bad at our jobs. Well, fuck you! Whoa, pull it back, McClune. Pull it way back. Let's give the ghosts a chance to prove they're one of the good ones. Please, ghost, continue. Fuck you, princess. I don't know why, it was the fucking dialogue in this game is fucking fun to voice over. But someone's in here somewhere, we gotta find him, the deed, bullet in the head, chair to the skull, you just gotta get it done. Beyond that, I'm on a clean slate. If we want to find the other little Tonys of the city, we'll need to dig up any dirt we'll find here. Now stay on guard. Somehow the skis bags loyalists are more devoted than shit on a pig, if you catch my drift. Ah! Oh. I don't know what I just... Is he doing a Fortnite dance? I hear you out there, you miserable fuck. Whoa! Tone dogs. Well, Tony warned us about you. Said some psychomaniac wiped out the idiots at the factory. Unfortunately for you, this is the end of the road. Get him! Submarines can instantly perform charcoal spatial attack that requires dodging. Alright. Ah! Alright. Ow! Holy shit, okay. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh my god, dude. Ah! Alright. Oh my god, I lost a lot of blood on that one guy. Excuse me, ma'am, coming through. Oh! Oh, something here. Sorry, controller lag. My bad. Come on, hurry up. The maniac will be here any second. But also, be careful. The sub is pretty volatile. You don't want to go blow. Alright. Whoa, love a good light show. How are they still alive? The fuck? This is idiot bozos living C4 just laying around. Well, our gain. Grab it. Wait, what? Wait. Listen. Wait, sir. Wait, what? Never know when we'll need a healthy dose of vitamin C4. Let's move. What? Okay. Wait, they're playing Never Have I Ever. Ow. Introducing Lil Tony. That's Lil Tony? Oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit! That goddamn psychopath made it all the way up here? What do I even hire you bozos for anyway? Fuck it, warm your bullets. Nobody's licking Lil Tony's today. Unless it's actual licking. Huh? Oh shit, I got a revolver. Gross, did I mention I hate this guy? Reserved for what's coming. Door's locked, looks like. No biggie. And so we gotta blow it up. Oh, and don't get used to the fireworks. My resources are pretty limited. Here we go. My beautiful door! Fucking die! Well, come here. Ah! Oh, what? No, my god! Okay. That's not what I meant. God damn it! Ah! Fuck you, Lil Tony! Look what you did, prick! Your days of being an absolute and memorable nobody are over, shitbag. Wait a sec, babyface? You're alive? Oh shit, the boss is gonna find out what you did here. And you know, he won't hold back. Okay, so some of this cruise knows you. I get it, you want answers. Who you were, who I am, who's this boss. We'll answer it all together, but right now, time is limited. There are plenty of more Tonys out there. Except they ain't weak like Lil Loser. If they don't find and stop them all before night's end, This Hades falls into the hand of that boss, Little Tony's mansion. Also, if you remember how to hack, Tony's computer might have lets us for us. Okay. Hackerman, I'm in. Hey, now it's our lucky day. We got leads, and damn it, spoke too soon. Looks like we're being treated to a round of cleanup on Isle Tony's office, followed by the reinforcement. And gotta be pretty. Let's get the fuck out of here before we roast. Whoa. Whoa, action. Is that a head? Oh no, it's not. Ah! Fuck you. Are you? Give me your fucking bat. Ah. There we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that definitely got on the boss's radar. I'm searching the area for a quick getaway, but heads up, we got incoming. Ah! Oh shit, the muscle. Alright. You're basically stronger. Ah! Oh my god, what the fuck? Did I just throw away the fucking gun? Oh, it's a hammer! No, I did the hammer! Give me... Alright. I needed that hammer. No, please! God damn it! Let me take the... Come here! Yeah. Yeah, weapon's super strong in this game. Okay, I got it. A train's about to pass by right under us. It'll take us to where we need to go to hit our next target, but only if we don't miss it. Now remind me, you said you love jumping onto spitting bullet trains, right? Go, go, go. Wait, me? Oh! D-minus. Okay, this is not my kind of game, alright, chat? To be fair. It's like a little bit different. Oh my fucking god. I keep forgetting that I can upgrade my shit. Is he doing push-up? I know, answers. Thing is, I really don't have a whole lot of them, swear, but I can give you this at least. Me, a lowly nobody, just a hacker with a hatred for bullies and an agenda that involves saving the world. Got into the boss's database and found you that way. Figured I woke you first, might be able to steer you in a moral direction. Oh, we got incoming again. Hope you're not tired yet. Where you going, traitor? Pretty sure this is your stop. You mean your stop? Okay, the boss definitely has you marked, but don't fret, anticipated this. My backup plan? We are the backup plan. With your move and my guidance, they can't stop us. Helio! A copter, boss bringing out the big guns early. Quick, inside the train. Oh shit, we gotta go. Is that a fucking sniper? What the fuck? What? What? I can't do. That's cool, I can do friendly fire. My college grade. Shit. Okay, really? Stay clear of those windows. You just killed him, not me. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Jesus Christ. Oh God. Shit. Woo! Alright, we're good. Servers on right for flying so low. Good pilots know better. For subs coming up, there will be more waiting for us. Too bad for them. Won't stop us from hitting our target, the Rat King. God damn. I feel like this game has such a high pace, like a fast paced kind of game. It does feels like a Hotline Miami. At least like inspired by it for sure. Long range attack? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Ooh, hello. Finisher, light attack, hold finisher, button to create powerful ending to series heats. Grapple. Nah, let's do finisher first. Okay. Add tattoos? Oh shit. Oh no, I just wasted my money! The Wing Terror. God damn. You know what? Fuck it, man. What the fuck is this? Deathbringer getup. This is such a fucking edgy outfit. The roll up. Alright, we'll do none. Okay. Wait, skins? Oh, okay. I don't know, man. Let's just go out all out at this point. Alright. Is this demo or full game? A demo. Believe it or not. Oh wait. No, wrong one. Wait, that was it. No! That was it. No. Yeah, that was the demo. You only get 3 level. Okay. I mean, definitely fun. I do feel like it needs a little bit more variety in terms of the combat, because all I do is just spam square and then parry and then spam square and then parry, which is fine, I guess. Not really my kind, but it's kind of fun. It's a fun brawler game. And that was Midnight Fight Express. That was cool, that was cool. Alright, next one. Next one. Hold up. Bum, 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 bum. What time is this? 1:40. Okay. Damn. It's already 5 hours? Time goes by, dude. Time do go by. Pretty fast. Okay. A bada bing, a bada boom. Alright. Alright, next one is... Oh, I'm actually kind of excited for this one. This one's cute, but not really. It's like trying to say Satan is cute. You know, I don't know. Maybe Satan is kind of cute. You never know. You know? You never know. Alright, next game is a game known as My Ear is Dead. Jesus Lord. Okay, let me just mute this shit. Oh my god, my ear just died. Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, let me just fucking lower the volume for you guys first. This is so loud. There we go. This game is definitely really interesting. In terms of like the overall theme. The UI is fucking amazing. I am loving whoever's the UI design for this shit. I'm a fan, I'm a fan. What the fuck? Alright. Cult of the Lamb. Oh my god, what the fuck? Work in progress gameplay. What am I supposed to do? What? Mouse? You move with arrow? Okay, this is a controller game. Wait, T-Tours? Can you guys see the game? Hey! Oh, we're getting sacrificed. No. Game by Massive Monster. This is sick, man. I'm already loving this. Kneel to be sacrificed. Before stands the last of its kind. All others were hunted down and put to the blade. Hold up, the audio is so fucking loud. With this final sacrifice, the prophecy will be impossible to fulfill.
The heretic who lies bound below will be condemned to eternal captivity.
Wait!
shall be refreshed.
No! Oh my god! The art style's so cute. Oh.
Rad, I must know. Is your face covered in your fursona? Do you look like homeless Johnny Silverhand? Like Charlie? Like Asmongold?
You know, I'm gonna give it to you. Among all those, I think I'm the closest one to Charlie. But it's not close at all, but compared to all those four, yeah, probably. The one who waits.
Come closer, fear not, for thou you are already dead, so I've need of you. Those foolish bishops thought they could keep you from me in death, but instead they send you straight to me. I will give you life again, but at a price. All I ask is for you to start a cult in my name. Do we have a deal?
Yes.
Wise choice. Take the red crown which I once wore. With it, you shall command the loyalty of followers and strike fear into the heart of our enemies. Return to the land of living, start a cult in my name, and begin recruiting followers. Once you have done so, you will see me again. Now go!
Cult of the Lamb. Yo, I love the art style so fucking much. Oh! He's so cute! Look at him! Bobbing. Aww. Bah! Bah! Ha! 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 Dodge to avoid. Ooh, the music. Oh, it's a. Oh, it's those kind of game. Fear not, I am Ratau. I was once a chosen vessel like you, but those days are lost to the winds. I was sent to guide you. We are deep in the lands of the old faith and in grave danger. My instructions are to lead you to safety. Continue through the woods. Escape lies ahead. I will be close by. Okay. Ah, cozy. The smile as he slash. So cute. Yo, who's the art director for this game? This is so fucking cool. Look like scuffed Dave Grohl? Nah, don't look anything like Dave Grohl. I wish. Dave's fucking hot, dude. Oh. Inventory. Coin. Currency used for all manner of things. Oh shit. Fleece of the Lamb. A noble garb paid for the leader of a cult, provides no bonuses. Oh, okay, so this is kinda like Binding of Isaac. It's like a cute Binding of Isaac. It's like a roguelike. Alright, I dig this kind of game. I do like the genre. art style is really making me loving this game. Ow. This is so nice. Ow. Ow. Where did they put roll on B? What is this for? Huh? We have nearly reached safety, but look ahead. Another poor soul about to be sacrificed. Rescue them and they would have no choice but to join your new cult. Almighty Bishop of the Old Faith, we ask you to accept the sacrifice of this wretched soul. Hey, we drop our ritual and trespass at sacred ground. Fuck you! I'm coming, man. It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay, man. Oh, Jesus. Follower awaits indoctrination? Okay, this just gets a little bit too real. Oh my lord. I mean, hail Satan! We have reached safety, you have done well. The red crown will allow you to use those markings on the ground to transport yourself great distances. It will take you to the temple that has fallen to ruin. There will be able to begin your new cult. I will meet you there. Okay. Back with Indomie. Hey! Welcome back. How you doing? Enjoy your Indomie, man. Heretics defeated. Okay, I am definitely gonna play this on launch. I want to play this so bad. It's like Binding of Isaac all over. It's actually original and good. Hallowed ground, which one was mine, is now yours. This crumbling ruins the base side of your new cult. With much to do, we begin by indoctrinating this poor soul into the warm embrace of your cult. Followers can gather resources for you. Order this one to collect lumber or stone. This game is so fucked up. I love it. I can't help but indoctrinate into cult. Hey, man. Aww, sounds so soft. Please spare me. Don't worry, man. Satan loves you. Merjulon. I can name them? Alright. Who loves Satan in the chat? Who wants in? Oh my god, I can make Alright, let's keep the look so we find the peeps. Oh my god. Yo. I can customize my cult members. This is sick. Strong constitution. Heals 50% faster when sick and in bed rest. -5 faith when a follower is sacrificed. Monkagiga. Alright, your name is now Jigs. Welcome. You will collect chopped trees. Go! By your hand, our cult will grow powerful, but your followers cannot live on prayer alone. They must eat. Gather necessary resources and build a cooking fire. It will allow you to prepare meal for your followers. Ooh, okay. Collect stone. Ah, yes. Yo, the music though. Ooh. Okay. 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 Let me help you, buddy. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Ooh. Oh, shit. Let's build it here. Oh, I have to build it? Apologies to eat, it's up to you to provide a meal for them. The hunger of your cult can be sent to the top left of the screen. When it gets too low, followers will begin to starve. Find more food while crusading, pick grounds to pass the foraging location. Land farm to grow your own food. Seeds can be purchased or found whilst crusading. What? Cook simple meal. 7 berries. You better have named your cult Trap Appreciation Group. I don't think I can name my cult, unfortunately, but I would if I could. This is basically the cult of Satan. Or whatever the fuck his name was, the fucking Satan that saved us earlier. That was sort of a game. Alright. Is it cooking? Oh! A Trans Fox, thank you for a follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. How you doing? Speak to Jigs. Work. Wait, how do I cook? Did I just cook? Cool. Alright. Oh, okay. Oh my god, there's a mini game for it. Now we must build a shrine, but first we'll need more followers and more gold, both of which can be found when crusading through the lens of the old faith. Our mutual benefactor, the one who waits, has been trapped by the 4 bishops of the old faith. Each of them guards a chain that binds him to the realm beyond. We have conjured openings to the realms. It is your task to track them down and slay them. Slay, yes. So that he may be free. Now go. There you shall find gold and willing recruits. And for those who are not willing, convert them by force. Oh no. Oh no. This is gonna be an interesting game. Oh, I can meditate. Read. Here godly blood was spilled. Here did death no longer wish to wait. Jesus, man. Ay, Jepita! What the fuck? Okay. Holy shit, this game. The visual is fucking nice. Okay, now we have HP. Dark Wood. Necromantic Axe 1. Damage 2.4, speed 0.5. When slaying a foe, summon the ghost that will attack nearby. Shoot a piercing bolt of fire release a hole and make it more explosive. Ooh. Let me try the... Fervor is righteous anger earned by striking down non-believers in a word like ammunition to your curse. Fervor will drop when you slay an enemy, collecting reviews. Okay. So along the Bishop Leshy, those who do not follow away will be destroyed. Aishi, but oh, I can take both. Oh, this is nice. What's happening? Ah! How can this be? You're put to the blade, Lamb. All your kind were, and yet here you stand before me, unrepentant. Crown his power, could it be? But I am stronger still. Turn tail and run, little lamb. I will not run, you fuck. I will persist. Fuck! God damn it. Oh my god, dude. I'm not used to dodging with circle. The lamb carved a wood. Oh, decoration. Oh, okay. Oh, there's hearts. So cute. What is that? I think that's back to... Let's discover the other room. Oh. Or sorry, remind me of Clay games? Yeah. It kind of got that 2D in a 3D world. But the aesthetic is what I really like. It's like cute but dark. Like dark humor, cute stuff. Praise the Lamb, conduit to great power, promised liberator of the ones that waits below. So the card showed me once, many lifetimes ago, or has that yet to be? I have always drawn your cards, Lamb, and yet this is the first. Take these cards, and I will draw another each time we meet. When drawn by me, this will grant you power. What power? Well, that is both known and unfathomable. The cards, they shall decide. Fuck. The Lovers, heart, +1 heart. Divine Curse consume 25% less favor. I think I know that one. As it should be, as it always will be. Amen. Oh, okay. It's like the collectibles. I mean, the list of cards you can get. Wow. I'm gonna die, brother. Power based on tarot cards? No, the tarot cards give you additional power. I think the power is what... I mean, I guess you can gain power from tarot, but tarot cards give you other stuff as well. Like additional health and stuff like that. Material or food? I think food. Yeah. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? Alright, this kind of takes a little bit too long just to pick some berries. Zawarudo. Oh shit. Wait, we dropped some frames. Chat, if you guys can hear me, refresh your stream just in case for no delay. Because I feel like we dropped like 1900 frames. You guys, some of you guys may or may not delayed a little bit, like by 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. Refresh the stream just in case. Oh, lose red heart, gain tarot card. Huh? Lose red heart, gain tarot card. I don't know what that means, but sure. A touch of Turua to convoke a violent eruption of powerful tentacles. A projectile will spread black ichor on landing. I like the tentacles. Oh, okay, that's sick. Oh my god. Okay, aiming's a little bit hard.
Yes.
Lend yourself to the card. Draw a card. True sight. 10% chance deal critical hit. Overall weapon damage increased by 122. Critical or overall damage increased? I'll take the critical. Path lays ahead. What's this game? It's a Cult of the Lamb. It's not released yet. This is just a demo, but it's coming soon. Fuck. Alright, almost died. Oh my god! I'm gonna die. Jesus Christ. The birds are hard to deal with. When hit down to half HP, all enemies will be dealt 2 damage. Pretty cool. Oh shit, boss fight. Yeah, it's basically roguelike with a little bit of a... management game where you manage your own cult. Alright. I just, honestly, the biggest selling point for me in this game right now is the art style. Or the overall aesthetic of the game. It's so nice. And the music. The music are actually nice too. Increased chances to spawn better chests, deal poison damage to enemies struck. Oh, poison, bro. Any day. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Shit. Okay, cool. Oh, healing. Nice. Alright, boss fight. You have come far enough, little lamb. My followers are willing to do anything for me. Can you say the same of yours? I give myself to the cause, almighty leader. By the blood of the great ones, destroy the red crown. Oh, Jesus Christ. Amdusias. Ah! This is very reminiscent of Binding of Isaac, yeah. This is so nice. Oh, I can convert him? Oh my god. Please spare me. Don't worry, son. Satan love everyone. Welcome. Alright. Gold nugget times 23. Follower form. Blueprint. What is follower form? I think that's for a new follower. Let's try that. New animal form to your follower can take Darkwood. Oh. Alright. Alright, cool. Same name with the enemy on inscription. Oh yeah, Leshy is a like a mythical. Kind of like a mythical. I forgot from what myth though. Oh, it's locked. It's like, you know, Zeus and all that kind of shit. I remember Leshy is like god of nature, or something like that, like guardian of the forest, sort of, kind of mythical. No, that was it. Shit. Good music. Ooh. God damn, it's so nice. God, the aesthetic of this game is so fucking cool. What the fuck? Massive monster, name of the devs. I gotta keep an eye on them. That's a very cool looking game. Good shit. Good shit, devs. Good shit. Good shit, bruh. Alright. That was Cult of the Lamb. When are they gonna release again? Cult of the Lamb. Damn, you can pre-purchase it? I'm kinda down. I actually kinda wanna play this. 11th of August. Let's just chill for now. Since it's kinda long still. Yeah. Oh my god. Oof, all the fucking coffee and banana sprays coming back. The gas. Ugh, Jesus. Alright. That was all the demos that I managed to found from the Summer Game Fest. At least the one that is kinda pretty interesting. Fuck, Gara mentioned Indomie now. I kinda want some Indomie. But I already eat my food. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll get some for tomorrow. Now what, chat? Now what? Kinda out of game. What? Nothing. Let's see. A lot of people are playing the Query right now, which is understandable. It's just released, so you know. Let's check out what is going on with Summer Game Fest right now. Oh, Tribeca game. Let's check it out real quick. See what's up.
Mother and a son. It was too compelling to not work on, so we decided to move on to Venba.
Venba at its core is about the relationship between the mother and the son. One aspect that we wanted to touch upon was the loss of language. As Kevin grows up here and grows more assimilated, he loses touch with his mother tongue Tamil, and he adopts English instead. So as a result, the literal communication between Venba and Kevin is quite broken. And you can see this in the recipe book given to Venba by her mother as well, because in the travel, the words and the pages get damaged, so as a result, the communication between generations there too is quite broken. Venba, who feels a lot of guilt for having moved to Canada in the first place, doubles down on the things she holds dear, like her culture, her language, her food, the longer she stays here. So it becomes really important for her to fix the recipe book, because for her that's a way for this link to persist across generations.
I remember the game with Little Girl.
Very rarely ate food, so cooking
Little
was very
Misfortune.
important. Everything was made from scratch and daily.
Ooh, that looks delicious.
And unlike Venba, there were no recipes. Food was just made by improvising and asking around.
Goddamn.
The cooking gameplay specifically was a big challenge for us. Most cooking games that we know take a lot of the physical elements of cooking, like chopping an onion or flipping a pan, and turn those into actual gameplay mechanics. This didn't really fit the theme and the story of Venba, and that's where the damaged recipe book idea came to fruition. We thought that a puzzle-based cooking game made for a much more compelling and appropriate gameplay mechanic.
Puzzle game, cooking game. Puzzle cooking game.
I wanted the sound effects to be really realistic and reminiscent of a South Asian kitchen. I recorded like the dishware that we use, some utensils, just items from
Oh
the
shit,
kitchen.
actual...
But that also involves a lot of recording of actual cooking. I wanted the sounds to be very nostalgic for those that grew up in a similar background.
Oh,
I wanted this
chicken
emotional
tikka masala.
impact to come across through
Bro.
The music in this game, it primarily comes from an in-game radio influenced by Tamil movies and music that were a huge part of my life growing up. And we took a lot of effort to make sure that the songs sound like something you would hear back home when you would turn the radio on. It was the hardest thing for me to choose what recipes get showcased in the game. It's impossible to do justice to the wide range of dishes and cuisines that we have. Instead, I just focused on what recipes would make for fun gameplay puzzles and what ingredients would this family have living in Toronto.
Even though the story of Venba is pretty firmly rooted in Tamil culture, we think it hits on some pretty universal themes.
Not Genshin Impact? What
The
do you mean?
influences for this game, it primarily draws from the stories of the families that I see here, especially the relationship between first generation parents and their children.
We're hoping that in the future we'll keep being able to tell these kinds of intimate stories through gameplay.
So I'm guessing Tribeca is more of like an
No,
international
maybe
indie
it'll
developers?
make you want to call your mother in the end.
2 years ago, the game A Plague Tale: Innocence invited audiences into the world of Amicia.
Hey,
a
Plague
teenage
Tale.
girl living in 14th century France. As Amicia, You had to use courage and cunning to protect your 5-year-old brother Hugo from soldiers of the French
The
Inquisition.
game that I
Swarms of
never
rats
finished.
carrying the Black Plague, and the supernatural evil coursing through Hugo's veins. Now, Amicia and Hugo are back in a new adventure called A Plague Tale Requiem. Get ready for hand-to-hand battles on ruined castles, thrilling adventures on the high seas, and yes, more rats than ever.
Wait, we're getting Plague Tale in Tribeca.
He doesn't deserve this.
Qui est Asobo en fait? Asobo, on est un studio de développement indépendant. Et on l'est depuis le début et depuis toujours. Au départ, c'est 12 passionnés qui.
Asobo is French devs?
Mis dans un garage. Évidemment, aujourd'hui, on est 250, mais on a été rejoint par 250 passionnés aussi. Et c'est ce qui nous permet de faire des projets incroyables comme Microsoft Flight Simulator et Plague Tale Requiem, par exemple.
Is it?
The bite, yes. They've locked the arena down. They let them die here.
Damn, the graphics.
Starting all over again.
Plague Tale, c'est notre bébé à nous. C'est en tant que studio indépendant, c'est la première fois qu'on se lançait vraiment dans quelque chose on va dire de personnel, intime à l'équipe. On a commencé vraiment de la feuille blanche au départ. Donc on voulait un jeu d'aventure, un third person action.
Finish it.
Et on s'est dit qu'en fait notre meilleure chance c'était de partir de notre spécificité de français en fait. On est dans un pays chargé d'histoire, Bordeaux est chargé d'histoire, on vit tous les jours dans des murs qui ont plusieurs centaines d'années. Et c'est quelque chose qu'on manipule avec justesse et ce qui nous a permis de donner au jeu une identité vraiment forte.
I was about to say, what a cool graphics, it's fucking IRL
Et d'aller dans
pictures.
quelque chose de plus cru, qui correspond exactement à la nécessité de construire une histoire qui s'ancrait dans le réel pour mieux partir dans le fantastique et dans l'émotionnel quand c'était nécessaire.
I don't know what's happening to me, Lucas. I feel my mind going.
Une grande sœur, un petit frère, c'est quelque chose qui résonne en nous, qui va parler un peu à tout le monde. Et donc ça a été vraiment le point de départ. Hugo et Amicia, ça a été les premiers personnages qui sont nés.
Amicia, la grande sœur, et sa manière d'appréhender un petit frère dont elle n'avait pas la charge et où tout d'un coup elle va en avoir toute la responsabilité. Hugo, qui est un jeune enfant qui ignore tout du monde et en réalité est chargé d'un pouvoir et qui le dépasse. Et comment ce duo va grandir ensemble et réaliser l'histoire beaucoup plus grande qu'eux qui est en train de se réaliser, dont ils sont les acteurs principaux.
It's bleeding again.
Yes, we should fix that before it gets infected, I guess.
Amicia, donc, c'est une jeune fille, c'est pas une guerrière, donc le gameplay de Plague, c'est un gameplay plus orienté sur l'infiltration et la survie. Le but étant toujours d'être plus malin que ses ennemis pour survivre, que ce soit les rats ou des ennemis humains. Après, Amicia, il y a des moments où elle va devoir combattre, elle va devoir faire face, donc avoir des phases plus orientées action, plus orientées combat. Toutes ces phases-là construisant un rythme narratif qui vient servir l'évolution du personnage, donc son rapport à la violence, son rapport au monde, à chaque fois est nourri par la variété de ces séquences-là. Le contexte de la peste était intéressant parce qu'il était vecteur d'émotions et de danger pour les enfants. Mais incarner une maladie, c'est jamais très évident, surtout dans un jeu vidéo où on doit avoir une adversité et pouvoir lutter contre quelque chose. Donc on a utilisé la représentation la plus symbolique de la peste, qui était les rats. Ça faisait une belle incarnation de la maladie, mais pour que ce soit impressionnant et qu'on ait cette sensation de propagation, il en fallait des milliers. Il fallait qu'on ait ces rats qui se déversent dans les champs, dans les forêts, pour montrer la maladie qui progresse et qui ravage tout sur son passage. Donc les rats sont une version amplifiée d'une maladie qui se propage. C'est à la fois une menace mais un outil pour Amicia, c'est-à-dire que grâce au pouvoir d'Hugo, grâce à ses outils à elle-même, elle va pouvoir utiliser les rats pour progresser parfois, mais souvent elle va devoir faire face aussi pour trouver un moyen de les traverser sans se faire dévorer. On écrit nos chapitres un peu comme des épisodes. Cette impulsion qu'on a quand on regarde une série, la retranscrire en jeu vidéo, c'était essentiel pour nous.
C'est une technique d'écriture assez large. c'est vraiment une architecture globale qui vient rythmer tout le jeu, et bien sûr la narration vient se coller à ça au plus près. Alors chaque fois avec des challenges différents, hein, parce que sur les phases d'exploration, on a toute la liberté au niveau des dialogues, etc. Parce qu'on sait que dès que le joueur va rentrer dans une phase de combat, là il va être beaucoup plus focalisé sur ce qu'il est en train de faire. Donc c'est à nous de pondérer, de se dire ok, ce qui est important, on va aller le raconter plutôt ici. Là, on va laisser faire le gameplay, et donc tout ça, ça se fait avec Kevin. Enfin voilà, c'est une discussion qui est permanente, 3 ans de production, constamment de faire évoluer le jeu autour de ça.
You should sit down.
Oh, so that's all you have to say? Come on. You can do better than that. You have a whole garrison here, why don't you really let yourself go?
Stop.
No! Do you see the situation we're in? We were just supposed to get herbs.
Faire plein de projets nous a obligés à avoir des outils à la fois à la pointe de la technologie, mais très modulables. Et le fait d'avoir par exemple notre équipe engine à la maison, ça nous permet d'aller les voir directement. Et
What engine is
on a
that?
un challenge relatif au jeu qu'on est en train de développer, et il nous faut un moyen de le solutionner. Et ça permet d'atteindre des prouesses, comme par exemple les gigantesques hordes de rats qu'on voit déferler sur les villes dans les trailers ou des choses comme ça.
Mais après, on a vu aussi nos faiblesses à certains endroits, notamment, puisque il a fallu s'en rendre compte, hein, les cinématiques qui demandaient une logistique très lourde. Donc en fait, on a vraiment investi sur un studio motion capture qui nous appartient et qui nous a permis d'avoir une énorme flexibilité en termes de tournage.
I don't know what's happening to me, Lucas. I feel my mind going.
Donc Olivier de Rivière, notre compositeur, c'est quelqu'un qui amène énormément de choses dans le jeu. Et donc il arrive et il a plein d'idées. Et là, on parle vraiment d'émotion, on parle vraiment de comment colorer des scènes. Donc avec
The guy just won't stop being obnoxious. It's called being kid.
Des compositions incroyables.
Right.
Et on regarde le level en face ou la séquence en face, on se dit tiens, c'est super ce qu'il a fait, mais nous on n'est pas au niveau du coup. Donc il va falloir se battre un peu pour remonter nos trucs et accompagner sa musique, parce que ça marche dans les deux sens.
What?
L'amour vis-à-vis de nos personnages, c'est une chose qu'on ressent nous au quotidien. Et moi, je sais que dans le travail d'écriture, c'est quelque chose qui est fondamental. On veut rien faire gratuitement. On sait que le jeu peut être très très noir, très très dur, mais il y a toujours une raison à ça. Ça suit vraiment une forme de logique.
Oui. Chaque fois qu'on écrit quelque chose ou qu'on réalise quelque chose pour Requiem, quand ça sonne faux ou quand ça passe pas, on sait que Hugo ou Amicia nous disent non, j'aurais pas dit ça, j'aurais pas agi comme ça. Et donc c'est amusant parce qu'ils font le jeu avec nous en fait un peu.
Would His Majesty allow us to enter the city by his side? I allow.
When Cuphead came out in 2017, the first thing people noticed was the distinctive cartoon art style inspired by the golden age of American animation, where every frame was drawn by hand. Now, Cuphead is back with a new adventure called Delicious Last Course, with a whole bunch of new enemies.
Is this the protagonist for the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign?
Ms. Chalice. So, if you are up for the challenge, get ready for Cuphead Delicious Last Course.
I swear it's her. Dude, this is the game that I really need to try. Is this on sale right now? Let me see.
After the first game released, we had that itch to go back and revive some of the material that landed on the cutting room floor.
Well, looks like it's bon voyage to our old pal Cuphead, Bugman, and the lovely Miss.
Next time I see it on sale, I'm gonna pick it up.
They're off on their next adventure, this time to the fabled DLC Island.
The Delicious Last
DLC Island!
Is more fantastical cartoon action. It's a true second helping of screen-filling, boss battles, imaginary stages, and new powers. This new adventure and expansion lets us really give Ms. Chalice a chance to shine. had always envisioned her playing a really important role as part of the main trio of heroes. This was our opportunity to further explore animation,
Yeah, I haven't played
music,
this yet either. Yeah.
gameplay homages, all of which we didn't get to in the first game.
You gotta try the SR Boss Factory. Is it good? I don't know. If it's just literally a character creation, I'm not sure if I want to give it a go.
The origin of the original Cuphead character.
Like, I thought you can at least
went
play it.
through about 300 concepts.
Hey, Chad.
We
Alright,
began brainstorming
calm down.
in the 1930s tradition of giving inanimate objects faces and personalities.
Oh my god.
We really wanted to create a central character that could sit alongside some of the iconic joyful heroes we loved growing up, like Felix the Cat and Mickey and Bimbo. And then one day we just had one of those amazing aha moments when a loose sketch of a silhouette of a cup and a straw began to take form that would eventually become Cuphead.
The artistic part of this game is really nutty. The fact that this is a game
Having the chance
is
to
very,
explore this world,
very
to make
weird
something special
to look
for our
at.
fans, while taking our time on the little details and making sure we're getting them just right. In so many ways,
Oh my god, I
Cuphead,
forgot.
game
They
and
hand-drawn
character has
every
been
animation.
With our whole team through life's many changes. These characters have become
Traditionally.
like children of sorts, and getting a chance to take them on a new
Jesus.
adventure to close this chapter of their story is just really exciting.
For there's a new challenge waiting around every corner on the amazing DLC Island.
Well, I mean, what did you expect? I don't know. How big is the character creation?
2016's Oxenfree introduced the
Hey!
supernatural coming-of-age story of a
I forgot
teenage
his
girl
name.
named Alex and her friends celebrating the end of a school year on the mysterious Edwards Island, contemplating their futures and accidentally opening a ghostly rift. Oxenfree 2
Oxenfree 2!
brings us a different kind of coming-of-age
Ooh!
story, one about Riley in her 30s facing the choices she made as a young adult and figuring out what comes next.
Bro!
This is Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals.
The first game was so good.
Welcome. First, we're gonna have a little
Woo!
fun tonight, folks.
Oh, I'm hyped for this one.
Ah, bit of a leap there. We could climb down here. Also, it might take a little longer. I just don't think we can make the gap.
I can make it, probably.
Can you? Because...
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Okay, I don't think that's a good idea. Oh,
Riley! What I think
And
has
she
allowed
died.
Oxenfree to have such a long life in the hearts of our players are these characters. It's all about the characters.
The characters of Oxenfree are intended to feel like people that you would know.
You're invested in their well-being.
The issues that they deal with are ones that everybody can relate to. What does it mean to lose somebody that you love? What does it mean to be entering a new moment of your life that you're totally unprepared for? It's open-ended enough that you can always ask yourself, what would I do in this situation?
Watch your step. I don't think this was meant for tourists.
It's, sort of pretty, in a way.
No, it's amazing. In another life, I would have been a geologist. Or took at least an intro to geology course, you know?
Oxenfree is a game about some really relatable characters, but put in crazy, unrelatable situations.
Oh, stop buffering.
Riley's from Kamina, and unlike Alex and her friends in Oxenfree 1, Riley did not have the best time growing up in this area.
The first game, really tight kind of focus on a few classmates. This game is about Riley coming home and interacting with Jacob, who is somebody who she went to high school with, dealing with her father, dealing with a whole host of new characters that are along this coast.
If you know the tunnels well enough, you can walk to and from practically any point in town completely underground.
Have you, been down here before?
Me, personally? No. Some of the kids do. Or did, in high school. They'd crawl in here, light a fire, make out, or whatever. But I'm too little a fan of small, dark spaces to really see the desire.
I'm really looking forward to people playing with Jacob, who is their kind of main counterpart throughout the game.
You take a look at Jacob. He's got this questionable facial hair.
Every time he related
He's got
with some
the
big
hipster
shit.
hat.
Funny how just a little light makes
I guess we'll see. Like, Oxenfree 1 was good.
right?
We played it on stream.
Animation also gave them that.
I enjoyed it
kind of,
really,
hey,
really
I'm just
well.
hanging out here in the woods, not being creepy.
Jacob
So,
actually has
you know.
direct ties to the events of Oxenfree 1, and particularly the history of Maggie Adler.
Like, the
Maggie
story is
was the woman
actually
that first kind of discovered
interesting.
what radios could do. She was the one who was kind of tied to the events that really kicked off the whole story.
Hey, if you're on this frequency,
Some of the gameplay is very fucking sick as well.
Yes?
my mom used to tell me stories. That's why I'm calling. Because one of the stories was about tonight and the things that are going on.
The cool thing about the radio is that it opens up a whole different axis of exploration to the player. It's not just exploring Edwards Island as a space, it's exploring Edwards Island as an infinite number of kind of radio frequencies. Certain objects in the game will resonate with certain frequencies.
Whoa, UI.
Hey, it worked, I think. I mean, we're not dead.
The alternate timelines in the Oxenfree universe are really interesting because it allows the player to explore the possibility of going back and changing the past.
I think we're back when the mine was somewhat operational. I don't think anyone's around. Let's see if the time tear opened anything up.
The player gets to open these portals in time and go through them and talk to these other ghostly characters. Portals are getting open when they don't want it to happen, and so they've got to deal with the ramifications of that.
Portals are fascinating, very beautiful, very mysterious, but ultimately very dangerous.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Jacob?
The stakes are very high for this.
I forgot this game has
had
some jump
A new
scares.
set of antagonists who are actually actively trying to open a portal on their own for some nefarious reasons. But two, while that is happening, we're seeing tears in time. Those tears are allowing things from completely other timelines to start coming in and out of our timeline. It's going to be much less about some localized little thing in this town, and it's more about the fabric of time and space kind of melting down.
I mean, look, when you're messing with the time-space continuum, that's just a bad idea.
Remember, chat, don't open your space continuum time thingy, you know, alright? No release date? God damn it.
In Immortality, created by Sam Barlow, full transparency, I'm a huge fan of his previous games, Her Story and Telling Lies. You don't just find one, you find 3 unreleased films spanning over 3 decades, and they all
a VHS.
star Marissa Marcel, who has since disappeared. So, can you watch footage and behind-the-scenes clips and interviews to piece together the mystery of Marissa Marcel? This is Immortality.
What is this kind of game called? Like, it's a bunch of, you know, movie that you can interact with.
First heard about Marissa Marcel in 2015. I was at a party in Hollywood, and I was listening into these old guys, writers, producers who were big in the 70s. They were swapping war stories, gossiping, and one of them brings up the story of Marissa Marcel.
Was it AMV?
This actress
No,
who
FMV?
shoots 3 movies over 3 decades.
I forgot.
And how none of the movies ever comes out. I was interested, and after the party, I went home and I Googled and found very little of anything online, but I was intrigued, so I continued to dig and attempted to find something more concrete.
Now, we know you from the movie that you just finished shooting. It is finished, right?
Yeah, it's finished.
Yeah. If you don't know, it's a bit of a fairy tale. So Arthur Fisher, the great director, who you probably know from his movies such as Marion and The Man Who Dreamed, was casting for his new movie, Ambrosio. And so instead of casting a recognizable face, he wanted to find some fresh talent. So he put the word out and saw, how many was it, 10,000?
I think it was over 20,000.
20,000. He saw 20,000 girls, and long story short, he picked you.
Yes.
2 years ago, we were approached by an anonymous donor who handed over this huge cache of film.
Yeah, what's going on with the
and it was footage from
resolution?
rehearsals, behind-the-scenes B-roll,
Oh, it's from them.
and completed shots from the shoots. As far as we can tell, this is everything that remains of the three
It's so
Marcel
pixelated.
movies.
Before I go, I would like some token of our friendship.
Ambrosio. Minsky.
You could have walked away from this.
We brainstormed how best to use this footage, how to make it available to the world. So first we very carefully cleaned and scanned all of the film, digitizing everything. But there were enough gaps where we weren't able to cut full movies.
So we took some of the ideas from my earlier games, Her Story and Telling Lies, the idea of a more exploratory way of viewing film stories, and we built on that.
Wait, so they take an actual movie, like old movie?
As if you were back in the editor's suite with Arthur Fisher or John Durick. And to build on this idea, we came up with a new mechanic, a kind of visual concordance.
Does this work as confession?
Exploration by match cut.
Good work.
When you're watching, at any point you can stop and point to an image, an actor, a prop, and the system will create a match cut to another piece of footage with that image.
Now it's worth more.
So you kind of surf through the footage in a way, following a breadcrumb trail of visuals, creating your own montage.
I am so
It's
fucking
both expressive
confused.
and exploratory, like the best of video games.
I shot 20.
When you have a situation like this, where no one really knows what happened to Marissa Marcel, people tend to fill in their blanks. Their imagination goes to dark places. I would not use the word haunted.
Immortality. Oh, so it's like three fake movies.
Do you ever wish
Never
you
mind
lived
then.
in a simpler, safer, more optimistic time? Trevor Hill does. He lives in Arcadia, a utopian American town in the 1970s where the future seems brighter than ever. Like the other citizens of Arcadia, he is a contestant on a reality show where viewers are secretly judging his every move. When Trevor learns the truth from a rogue technician, he goes on the run. But how do you escape in a world where everyone is always watching?
En American Arcadia, nada es lo que parece.
Now in its 55th season, American Arcadia.
Es que Arcadia es en realidad el reality show más visto del planeta y está gobernado por rankings de popularidad.
Control subject on the run on camera 4025. Interrupt broadcast immediately.
Bienvenidos a Arcadia, una ciudad retrofuturista de los 70, donde todos los ciudadanos disfrutan de una vida de confort y de lujos sin saber que están siendo grabados las 24 horas del día. Para nuestro protagonista, Trevor, que vive una vida simple, aburrida y feliz, esto es un problema.
My life was mundane.
Y cuando descubre la verdad, tendrá que escapar de Arcadia.
Ah.
Stop immediately.
Stop immediately.
Por otro lado está Ángela, es el ángel de la guarda de Trevor. Es una
Remember
hacker
the
dispuesta
complex?
a todo con tal de salvar a una persona normal, por el mero hecho de hacer el bien.
Wait.
The
There's a
hallway to the server room is tracked by 3
Whoa.
surveillance cameras. I need
There's
to
a
get
first-person
close to the
part?
cameras and upload the loop footage from my cell phone.
Uno de los puntos fuertes de American Arcadia es la dualidad entre Ángela y Trevor.
One
Y
side
eso
scroller
también se
and the other
intenta
one's this
transmitir
first
en cierta
person.
manera al game.
Get over that crane, Trevor, quick.
They missed out to make it a co-op game.
Trust me.
Oh
Like one play as Trevor, one play as the hacker. That would be cool.
Tenemos dos tipos de gameplay totalmente diferenciados. Por un lado tenemos el side-scroller, el 2.5D, con acción y plataformeo, persecuciones y, como no, puzzles. Por otro lado tenemos la jugabilidad en primera persona, con un tono un poco más pausado, que nos lleva a experimentar mecánicas de exploración, sigilo y hacking, usando siempre los puzzles como parte central de la jugabilidad.
All the videos are uploaded and playing the loops. I can enter the server room now.
Y bueno, para American Arcadia las referencias más visuales más inmediatas
Truman.
son el show de Truman, la fuga de Logan, El prisionero y algunas otras. Lo cierto es que muchos de los miembros del equipo nacimos y crecimos durante la década de los 70, por lo que no hemos tenido que ir muy lejos a la hora de buscar inspiración y referencias visuales, puesto que la mayoría las llevamos ya dentro de nuestros propios recuerdos. Muchos de los programas de televisión, series, concursos, etcétera, que veíamos en nuestra niñez, pues están presentes de alguna manera en American Arcadia. Una visión bastante brillante y colorida de lo que serían los años 70. Los personajes, los ambientes, incluso el mobiliario, representan esta versión utópica y bastante kitsch de una ciudad de los años 70.
Siempre me gusta tener un tema
Not a
principal
big fan of the
para
aesthetic,
el juego
but
y diferentes leitmotivs
I think that's
para
the
los
point.
diferentes personajes que se van uniendo en
The 70s
una única banda
kitsch.
sonora donde se van mezclando y representarán los dos mundos, tanto el de los 70 como el del futuro, mezclando elementos electrónicos y orquestales.
Hey, I can't see anything in here.
Jeez, man, just hug your teddy bear real tight while I try to turn on the lights, okay? Okay, is that better? Now, let's try to find a way out of here. Trevor, are you wheezing? Shit, man. Did you get any exercise at all?
No, not since PE in high school. Because of my metabolism, I don't easily gain weight, so I don't usually do any...
Okay, I'm not here to judge your lifestyle or your dietary habits. Just save your breath and keep going.
Voice acting.
In American Arcadia, what we want to tell is that you don't need to live just for getting likes on social networks. Just do the things that make you happy. You don't need to care about what the others think.
Hey, living on a good message. What? Hey, that was actually nice. Wait, we missed something from Annapurna. Wait a minute. Hold up. Annapurna always have good shit. 1 second. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Oh, I cannot check it out. I wonder what it was. She said play Origin. Okay, dude. Calm down. Alright. Hold up. Tribeca film games. Just want to see what were the games. Plague Tale, American Arcadia, A Dusk Falls. Which game is this again? As Dusk Falls. Well, let's check it out, I guess.
Fortune, smile and fade. I haven't seen you much of late. I need you now, cannot wait, but when I look, you're not around.
We were on our way to start a new life that summer. For our family,
And
it was
then
just a
everything
stop
went
and-
wrong. Oh, okay, I remember this one.
For mine, it was the end of the road.
On the ground, now!
The sun went down on all of us that day. Was it fate? Coincidence?
God damn.
No. It was a long-forgotten secret, buried in the dark.
All my life, I've been scared of the shadows.
What the
But now-
fuck is going on?
I'm finally ready to step into the light. I got your letters.
What? Is it just me, or all those some of those actors are kind of like Hollywood actors? I swear I've seen some of their faces. Bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum. Oh, this game. Thirsty Suitors. Eh. Alright. It's pretty cool. Okay, I think that is all for today for the Summer Game Fest. I'm pretty sure. I think the rest is for tomorrow, which is what? What do we have for tomorrow? Upcoming event, Geeked Week. This is the movie stuff. Epic Game Store Summer Showcase. I mean, I guess we can check this out tomorrow. Sure, why not? Oh wait, no, this already passed. Wait, huh? Wait, is this the one that we watched earlier? Huh? Hey, what? Huh? Wait, huh? I don't remember this. The fuck? Okay, let's just check out the fucking recap, I guess. Lord of the Ring, Ghostbuster, Evil Dead, Sifu, Ghostwood, Disney Speedstorm, Giga Bash, Ramen, Rocket League, Fall Guys, Fortnite, Rogue Company, Space Punks, Saints Row. Do they have anything new from Lord of the Ring? I mean... Wait. No, this is not that game. This is different. It's completely new. Return of Moria.
The Forge's fire has long gone cold. Under the mountain of Durin's folk, a shadow took our treasured halls. Now it calls us back. Khazad-dûm.
Whoa! Oh, we play as the dwarves. Explore with friends? Oh shit, wait, this looks cool! Craft and build. Oh shit! It's like one of those Valheim vibe. Return to Moria.
Friend, and enter.
Ooh. Oh my god, spring 2023. Okay, it's gonna take a while. It's not anytime soon. That's actually kind of cool. I kind of like that. Alright. Cool. What about Ghostbusters Spirit Unleashed? What is this? This is the one that we already saw? Rock and Stone. Rock and Stone. Oh, it's this one.
The individual trappings, characters, and I was looking for from a 4-person cooperative Ghostbusters game. In Spirits Unleashed, called the Museum, meanwhile, is to escape our capture and thoroughly haunt the museum before we can stop it. I'm armed appropriately with a proton pack and a PKE meter I can swap between, as well as a ghost trap I can toss on the ground for ghost capturing. Though, if I don't remember to pick it up when I'm done, I won't have it at my disposal for the next ghost encounter. In the early parts of the match, our PKE meters start to blip, but they might not necessarily be indicating the ghost itself. The ghost can haunt different objects, sending chairs flying across the room or creating other eerie, ghastly effects. He's also protecting 3 rifts hidden across the museum that we'll need to destroy with our proton packs if we want to win the match. As long as there's still a rift,
Oh, it's asymmetrical.
the ghost can use it to respawn if we manage to capture and trap it. But if we find and blast the rifts apart, the ghost is toast. But more than trying to evade capture, the ghost we're after is here on a mission. He's here to haunt. As I experienced in my later match on the spectral side, ghosts can win by scaring away all the innocent, bystanding civilians roaming the map. Civilians are easily startled, so ghost abilities like sliming or sending out smaller, ghostly minions are freaky enough to do the job. Or
yes.
they can just go in for a direct attack.
Slime.
Fortunately, the ghost doesn't have unlimited scare power. Every ghostly ability costs them ectoplasm, which must be rejuvenated eventually by possessing an object for a period of time, rendering the ghost more vulnerable to capture. Especially if he, as one of my opponents did, possesses an innocent mop bucket and then scoots rapidly across the floor in a goofy attempt to escape our grasp.
Goofy.
For the first half of the match, catching the ghost is just a secondary
Yeah, okay,
objective.
I'm not like, yeah, it's like asymmetrical shit. Okay. Fortnite in-person event? The fuck is that? Alright, that's cool. That's cool. That means we only need to wait on Sunday. There's nothing tomorrow. Holy shit. I guess tomorrow's gonna be completely gaming. A little bit drawing and then completely gaming after that. No React Andy content. So on Sunday we got Xbox Bethesda on 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which is like 1 hour earlier than Summer Game Fest that we did yesterday, which is good. And I am not gonna watch PC Gaming Show live because this is 3:30. It's like fucking what? Jesus Christ. It's like, yeah, it's like super fucking, yeah. At this point, I'm probably already in bed. So we're probably just gonna watch the recap the next day for PC Gaming Show. 45 plus never before seen trailers. What the fuck? That's a lot. Jesus. Okay. Alright. I think that's gook for today, chat. I think we're chilling. I think we're chilling out, brother. It's 3 a.m. I've been streaming for almost 7 hours. That was nice. Damn, time goes by so fast. On today, we kind of react to a lot of things. Can you buy Actoplus booster packs? If it's published by EA, so you probably can. God damn it, good one. Alright, Jet. GG's. Ah, fuck. GG's. Oh, Jesus Christ. Think we good for today, people. We good for today. I'll be back. What? Well, tomorrow, honestly. Blah. probably just gonna go do a lot of gaming tomorrow. There's nothing of an announcement tomorrow, so we're just gonna chill. But as always, thank you guys all for watching. It's been fun. It's been fun. Not a lot of drawing today, but a lot of, you know, all over things. We draw, we play some music, we watch some games, we play some demos. I think it's a good stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Tomorrow, I'm not quite sure. What are we gonna do tomorrow? No plan yet. I'm gonna... Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see what we're gonna do tomorrow. I got a lot of stuff that I can do. I just have to decide what do I want to do for tomorrow. But other than that, thank you guys all for watching. Appreciate everyone for hanging out in the chat till the end of the stream. Thank you all. Thank you, Aonamida, Hadian, Sudoto, Saints Flow, Jigs, Agara, Yua, Aten, and everyone else who's chilling out, lurking in the chat with the stream opens in the background while you're doing your own shit. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Much love. Respect. If you're new here, don't forget to follow the channel if you haven't. If you're new, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's free. Why not? If you want to support a little bit more, you can subscribe. Or subscribe for free with Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime. Get some fucking free stuff with Twitch Prime. Ah, shit. And if you want to keep up with the things that I do off stream, or drawings that I upload, you know, my progress and stuff like that, you can follow me on socials, Twitter and Instagram at raddtrap, RADDTRAP, or you can click the panel down below or type an exclamation socials in the chat. Or if you want to hang out with the peeps off stream, after stream, we got Trap House Discord, which is also in the panel down below. Check it out. Other than that, I think that's all. Once again, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow around the same time, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, or 7 p.m. GMT plus 7. But since it's Saturday, I may or may not gonna stream a little bit earlier than usual, so keep an eye out on Discord and Twitter to get a notification when I go live and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to drink a lot of water, eat a lot of veggies and fruit, exercise, work out, take care of your body and mind and soul, motherfucker, your fucking disc, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Take care. Much love. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Love y'all. Until then, Johnny! Good night, everyone. I'll see you guys next one. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.